The Native Americans in the area around the Oregon Vortex considered this land forbidden ground. Their horses would refuse to enter the area, and as a result, neither would they. In fact, it is said that the area is void of most animals of all shapes and sizes, who refuse to go anywhere near it. So as the history goes, the old gray mining outpost and nearly collapsed essay house were rediscovered in 1914 by prospector William McCullough, who persuaded his friend, engineer and geologist John Lister, to travel to the United States. Lister spent years researching paranormal phenomena of the 165-foot magnetic radius, which is said to bend light, defy gravity, and alter mass. John Lister was so baffled by what he saw, he stayed there the rest of his life, performing all sorts of tests and developing theories. He opened the grounds to the general public in 1930 and continued to probe mysteries until he died in 1959. Today, the attraction is the earliest documented mystery spot or gravitational hill in the United States, a place where bubble levels, tape measures, yardsticks, balls that roll uphill, and plumb lines are used to demonstrate the phenomena. It's a great mind-bending day trip.
I want you to come meet the operator of this mind-blowing place. She is literally as fun, and she is as exciting, and she is as interesting as the Vortex itself.
All right, welcome.
All right.
I'm so glad to get a chance to bring you out here. I love this place. Just so you know, this right here, these bricks, that's the edge. So this is the big transition period. A lot of people, they'll feel the vortex as they walk up, because I think it's probably the electromagnetic field. A lot of people, they'll say it feels like walking into an ocean, like it'll feel like something's pulling at your feet. I find like about third to half of the people that come through on a tour can feel the tactile sensations of this place as they walk through, and it gets stronger. And we have no explanation. There's just so many things about this area. As we get further in, the center is up behind the house. This building, though, we did not build it like this. I would like to think that I would be better at carpentry.
Wow.
This is the old assay office. It just fell off its foundation, sort of ended up here.
Hold on to the rail.
Yeah, the handrail's your friend.
At this point, I have to admit I was not feeling good. I was feeling a little bit off, and I didn't want to say anything because we were obviously, well, that's what we were doing there. We were filming, and but then Elena said this.
That pushing feeling is happening. It's real. The vortex actually pushes outward from the center. Center is about 10, 15 feet straight that way. So what you can do in here that will help is you can actually sit down against it and then push back, and you can just lean into that.
Anti-gravitational.
Meaning there's slightly less gravity inside the area and pushing outward rather than pulling inward. Because otherwise people walk around in here and they're like stumbling sideways the whole time.
Okay, I felt that motion sickness.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
And so that's just my coping mechanism.
Yes.
Being in here. Go back and you can do and dodge bullets right over the top.
I feel it.
Right?
Okay, so I never saw the movie, but I kind of felt a little bit like Keanu Reeves. You know, I was like, whoa, is this real?
In theory, areas like this one are scattered all over the planet. I assume that they're part of the Earth's magnetic field. There are a few things that people will remember for decades after they've been here. This is one of those things, because when you're 5 and somebody comes up and just balances a broom and it's willing to just stay.
Wow.
It sticks, right?
So that means it's easier to do push-ups here?
I like
No.
I was like, I don't know. Anything on this floor is like impossible.
So very cool, very interesting. You can definitely feel what you're talking about. It's pretty obvious. Even though it's tilted, you can, and it's like a lightheadedness too.
Yeah, and the area, that's part of the misperceptions of this place. Some of what happens here is optical illusion. Some of what happens here is actual physical change, and we have a very hard time separating out which pieces are just a side effect.
Yeah, I feel like I didn't have enough caffeine before I came to this shoot because it's a lot of information.
This one's nice because this is our perception. This is the misperception of level, right? Top one looks level, bottom one sloped down.
Okay, bottom's
Right.
obviously sloped down, yes.
However,
No way.
It's going pretty quick. And then it just never makes it back, because this is how off the perception of level is. The top plank is sloped down to the far end the way the bottom one appears to be sloped. The bottom one is not sloped, it's completely level.
What?
People always think we're nuts.
This one is obviously going uphill. This one is going downhill. Layman terms. I am going to take this perfectly round golf ball. I am going to place it on the plank, which it should roll off right now. I'm going to do nothing. I'm going to let go. It is now rolling uphill. No, it's rolling downhill. And the one that's supposed to be rolling downhill is now not doing anything at all. You're welcome.
The other big thing is just this size difference. So the platform is level. I have leveled this platform. I
Okay.
hesitate to think how many times, how many years I've been here. Right at the moment, you can tell you're doing great. You've got almost a full head on me. Again, eye level right across the shoulders. So just go ahead, take one step forward. Already you're a little shorter, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
No, we're just gonna swap spots. And
Oh,
do that.
stop
That's
it.
great. Because now, eye to eye.
And this
Good.
is level.
It's level, and you can walk all the way back. Got one more step behind you there, and just knock you all the way down to size. Because now I have that nice view right along the top of your head.
Did you get that?
Now, one of the ones that, and I always like this because I find this one to be particularly weird. You can watch me shrinking as I approach you.
Oh, that's crazy. That's, cool.
and like-
That's so cool. I wonder if they could see that on the camera.
And so the fact that you can see that shift in camera as well as in person helps eliminate this concept that somehow this was a manufactured illusion.
I don't know if it's all the gummy bears I ate on while I was driving here, but I am lightheaded and nauseous.
This one, you can put it on top of our heads,
Okay.
and this gives us an angle of comparison, right? You can see how tall we are based off the pitch of that top
Yes.
bar. So if in a photo, you can actually measure this angle and our heights, and then hold on to your end because we're gonna do a very clean pole dance and swap sides here. And you take that far end, and then you can measure that matching photo, and you can see the pitch difference. You can measure the difference in angle from one side to another. Each height change varies.
From
How
up
much
there.
you see starting at the edge of the area, walking all the way through as we come up. And right now we only explore half of the space. There's a whole nother half of the vortex that we haven't had a chance to develop yet.
We're gonna both take a step like you did. We're gonna get right next to each other, and then we're going to turn. You're gonna go that way, and I'm gonna go that way,
All right.
okay? So we'll just do it for the camera,
Step forward.
okay? No way.
And and one of the fun things is so right now we're getting great height changes. Right now we're getting we're going good 2 or 3 inches.
At least, yes.
Yeah.
I have a headache. It's too much information. Maybe that's where the nausea came from.
And as of yet, no one's given me solid explanation. I did have a physicist tell me it was quantum leap, which is the same way a fluorescent light works. He says that his theory for going on out here is we're absorbing electromagnetic energy. It's causing all the electrons in our cells to jump a valence, and that's causing the mass expansion that we feel. And then as we move off the magnetic lines, we're losing it. We're actually physically growing and shrinking as we move back and forth because we're absorbing energy and then releasing it as we walk around. Which is apparently how we get light out of fluorescent is you run current through the fluorescent tube, and when the AC peaks, it absorbs the extra energy, causes the electrons to jump a valence, and then when that drops, because it's an alternating current, it translates that vibrational energy into visible light. And he's like, that's what's happening. You're shifting, and I'm going, how do you check?
Well, that's what I would have
Like-
came up with.
like,
The
yeah,
same
no.
thing that physicists say.
Yeah, no, definitely,
I would
right?
have
It's
probably
quantum
came up
leap.
with that the first time I came up here. So
Like in 15 years, he was the only person who's managed to come up with a solid theory that did not make me go, You're gonna take the magnet, you're gonna drop it through the top of the pipe, and then you're gonna catch it with the same hand.
Okay, I'm gonna catch you with the same hand. That's
Yep.
how fast I have to go.
Yep.
I have to go really fast then.
Yep, you gotta, and wait for it.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
You've got to look. We got.
Yeah, you watch.
I gotta watch it.
You need.
I'll do this one more time. That is so cool. That is so cool.
And this though, this is every single day in your car.
Okay.
Th-
Hold on a second.
we all use this. Like this is one of like.
I don't understand what we're doing though. I don't. I can't you explain that.
Well, so this one I can look up on Wikipedia. This one I know the answer to. Unlike the rest of this place, we often start the tours with this.
Yes.
Because I can explain why this works.
Okay.
This is magnetic induction. Take a magnet and move it past a conductor like copper. You can
Yes.
create electrical current. So push the magnet back and forth like that,
Okay.
and you'll be able to. You feel
I
that
feel
pushback?
it. Yes.
So you're creating electrical current. Electrical current has a magnetic field. So the moment you drop the magnet through the copper pipe, it's creating an electrical current that then has a magnetic field that pushes back on the magnet as it falls.
Okay. I thank you for having us so much. It's very interesting. I couldn't fake that how sick I felt. When we went up there.
I promise
I
it
wasn't
fades quickly.
Yeah, no, I was like, I'm gonna get sick, but it was pretty much. I was nauseous and I have a headache, and so it was obviously a change of something. Thanks for watching. See the full episode on PBS or allacrossoregon.com.